What if I told you there's a 600-year-old Korean gardening method that completely replaces store-bought fertilizer? No chemicals, no spending, just one ancient trick used by generations of farmers that turns dead soil into thriving, lush gardens. It's natural, powerful, and practically free. But here's the kicker. Big AG doesn't want you to know about it. Why? Because if everyone used this, the billion-dollar fertilizer industry would crumble. In this video, we'll uncover this forgotten technique and show you how to use it in your own backyard starting today. Get ready to grow more, spend less, and connect with the earth like never before. Meet Grandma Soo-Min. She's 78 years old, with hands weathered by decades of tending the soil, but her spirit is as vibrant as the vegetables she grows. Every morning, before the dew even begins to dry, she's already out in her garden, humming an old folk tune, gently pruning, watering, and caring for her crops like family. Her garden isn't just beautiful, it's thriving. Lush greens, plump tomatoes, juicy melons, and rows of herbs fill the air with a fresh, earthy aroma. But what's most amazing? She hasn't bought a single bag of fertilizer in over 40 years. Her secret? A method passed down through generations, taught to her by her grandfather, who learned it from his grandfather. It's simple, sustainable, and surprisingly powerful. She uses nothing but fermented rice water, crushed eggshells, and vegetable peels to enrich her soil. This natural blend nurtures the earth with beneficial microbes, minerals, and organic nutrients, creating a perfect environment for plant roots to thrive. No harsh chemicals, no fancy tools, just the wisdom of the past, still working wonders today. Grandma Soo-Min's garden is living proof. You don't need industrial products to grow food that feeds your family and your soul. So what's Grandma Soo-Min's secret? It's something ancient, yet shockingly simple. It's called Bokashi, a traditional Korean and Japanese composting method that turns everyday kitchen scraps into powerful soil food without the stink, the flies, or the long wait. Unlike traditional composting, which can take months, attract pests, and sometimes smell like a rotting dumpster, Bokashi uses a special fermentation process powered by beneficial microbes. These microbes break down food waste in an airtight environment, preserving the nutrients and transforming scraps into a pre-compost that your soil will devour. Here's how it works. Take a Bokashi bucket or airtight container with a drain spout. Add your food scraps, veggie peels, rice leftovers, even small bits of meat and dairy. Yes, really. Sprinkle in Bokashi bran, a mix of wheat bran, molasses, and effective microbes. Press everything down, seal it, and let nature do the work. In just 10 to 14 days, your scraps have fermented, not rotted. You'll know it's working when you smell something slightly sweet and sour, like pickles or vinegar. This is the sign of beneficial microbes doing their magic. Once ready, you bury this fermented mix directly into your garden soil, or mix it into a compost bin to finish breaking down. The result? A nutrient-dense, biologically active soil amendment that boosts plant growth, improves root strength, and restores tired earth faster and better than most chemical fertilizers. What makes Bokashi revolutionary is its simplicity and versatility. You don't need a big backyard. You don't need to turn a pile. Even apartment dwellers and small space gardeners can use it effectively. It's odorless, compact, and efficient, perfect for anyone looking to reduce food waste and grow healthier plants naturally. And remember, Bokashi isn't just about gardening. It's about reconnecting. Reconnecting with age-old wisdom, reconnecting with the soil, and most importantly, reconnecting with a way of life that values sustainability over convenience. It's no wonder big agriculture doesn't want you to know about this. If everyone turned to Bokashi, the fertilizer industry, worth billions, would start to look a little unnecessary. So what do you think? Have you ever heard of Bokashi? Would you try it? Or have you already used it in your garden? Let us know in the comments. Share your experience or ask us how to get started. We love hearing from you. You don't need a farm, fancy tools, or scientific know-how to start Bokashi composting at home. In fact, as Grandma Soo-Min often says, if you can make tea, you can make this. This method is not just effective, it's senior-friendly, budget-friendly, and beginner-friendly. Whether you're 18 or 80, it's a beautiful way to care for your garden and the planet. What you'll need: One small bucket with a tight-fitting lid. 5 to 10 liters is perfect. A strainer or colander. A bottle or jar of effective microorganisms, EM, or homemade version. Rice water. That's just the cloudy water left after rinsing rice. Optional, Bokashi brand. Available online or at gardening shops. Step-by-step guide. Step 1. Rinse your rice. Before cooking rice, rinse it like you normally would, but don't throw away that water. That cloudy, starchy liquid is packed with nutrients and becomes the perfect starter for your composting microbes. Step 2. Strain the rice water. Pour the rice rinse through a strainer into a clean bottle or jar. This will remove any leftover rice grains and help the fermentation process stay clean and stable. Step 3. Add your EM, effective microorganisms. Add a small amount of EM to the rice water, about 1 to 2 tablespoons per liter. Can't find EM online? No worries. Many gardeners make their own using a mix of molasses, milk, and fermented fruit peel water. Grandma Soo-Min likes to keep it simple and sweet. Let this mix sit in a warm, dark place for 5 to 7 days. You'll know it's ready when it smells a bit like yogurt or mild vinegar. That's good bacteria doing their job. Step 4. Set up your Bokashi bucket. In your airtight bucket, start layering your food scraps, veggie peels, old rice, banana skins, even small bones or eggshells. Each time you add a layer, pour in a bit of your fermented rice water mix and sprinkle a spoon of Bokashi bran if you have it. Seal the lid tight. Open only once per day to add scraps, then close it again. Every few days, drain out the Bokashi tea, liquid from the spout, or tilt the bucket if no spout. You can dilute this tea with water and use it to fertilize plants immediately. Why seniors love it? Low effort, no turning, no mess. No odor, smells pleasant or neutral. Compact, great for balconies, patios, or small gardens. Empowering, every step reconnects you to nature and saves money. In just 2 weeks, your Bokashi bucket will be full of pre-compost gold. Bury it in a trench in your garden or planter bed. Wait another 2 to 3 weeks, and watch your plants explode with life. Grandma Soo-Min's tip. Start small. A scoop of scraps a day keeps the fertilizer man away. You've got everything you need, right in your kitchen, to turn waste into life. Ready to try it yourself? Let us know in the comments. What will be the first thing you feed your Bokashi bucket? Why this beats store-bought fertilizer? Let's talk truth. Most store-bought fertilizers are quick fixes, flashy promises in shiny bags. They give plants a short burst of nutrients, sure. But what they don't tell you is this. They don't feed your soil. They weaken it. Over time, chemical fertilizers strip the life out of your garden. They disrupt the natural microbial balance, harden the soil, and cause your plants to become dependent, like a caffeine addiction for crops. You water more, weeds come faster, pests show up easier, and your garden becomes a constant battle instead of a peaceful joy. That's exactly what happened to Grandma Soo-Min's neighbor. He tried every name-brand fertilizer for his tomatoes, and each season, the plants got smaller, the leaves yellower, the soil harder. Meanwhile, her garden was bursting with color and life, even during dry spells. The difference? Bokashi. Bokashi doesn't just feed your plants, it revives the soil. Here's how it outperforms synthetic fertilizer in every category. 1. Restores life to the soil. Chemical fertilizers dump synthetic nitrogen into your soil. Bokashi compost adds beneficial microbes that rebuild the ecosystem underground. It's like healing the garden from the roots up. 2. Retains moisture naturally. Because Bokashi improves soil structure, it holds water better, meaning your plants need less watering, even in heat. Seniors love this because it saves time and energy. 3. Reduces pests naturally. Healthy, microbe-rich soil grows stronger, more resilient plants. When your soil is balanced, pests are less attracted, and your crops are better equipped to fight them off, without needing sprays or poison. 4. Zero runoff, zero pollution. Chemical fertilizers often end up in streams and rivers, causing algae blooms and environmental damage. Bokashi stays right in your soil, nourishing your garden without harming the planet. 5. No dependency, just harmony. With Bokashi, your soil gets better over time, not worse. The more you use it, the richer and more fertile your garden becomes. There's no need to keep buying bags of chemicals every season. Your kitchen waste becomes your garden's treasure. Grandma Soo-Min's words of wisdom. If you feed the soil feeds you. But if you feed the plant begs for more. Have you ever felt like chemical fertilizer made your garden worse over time? Did your soil get hard? Did your plants get weaker? Share your story in the comments. And let's talk about better ways forward. Your garden deserves better. Your family deserves better. And your soil? It deserves to live. Choose nature. Choose Bokashi. Bonus Korean gardening wisdom. In Korea, gardening isn't just about food. It's a way of life, a deep connection to nature, family, and centuries of wisdom passed from one hand to another. Grandma Soo-Min often says, "The garden teaches you patience, balance, and how to listen." And she's not alone. Across the Korean countryside, elders still practice ancient techniques that not only nourish the land, but honor the traditions of those who came before. Here are a few timeless gems of Korean gardening wisdom that you can use in any garden, no matter where you live. 1. Seaweed, the secret mineral booster. After storms, Korean gardeners would gather seaweed from the shore and bury it deep in their garden beds. Rich in potassium, calcium, magnesium, and natural growth hormones, seaweed acts as a slow-release mineral source. It strengthens plants, boosts yields, and improves soil texture. Even today, coastal gardeners rinse, dry, and chop seaweed before mixing it into compost or laying it directly into planting rows. You can replicate this at home with dried seaweed sheets or kelp meal from garden stores. 2. Chili pepper spray for natural pest control. Chemical pesticides were never part of traditional Korean gardens. Instead, elders relied on homemade solutions, like chili pepper spray, to deter bugs. The recipe is simple. Blend hot chili peppers, fresh or dried, with garlic and water. Let it steep for a day or two. Strain and spray onto plants. This natural remedy keeps aphids, caterpillars, and leaf-eating pests away, without harming pollinators or the environment. 3. Companion planting, green onion and cabbage. One of the most cherished tricks? Planting green onions beside cabbage. Why? Because green onions emit a natural scent that confuses cabbage moths and other pests. This method protects the tender cabbage leaves without chemicals and gives you 2 crops in one space. This concept of companion planting, growing certain plants together for mutual benefit, is woven into Korean agricultural tradition. 4. Gardening as a spiritual practice. In Korean culture, gardening is more than survival, it's ritual. Planting by the lunar calendar, blessing seeds with intention, and showing gratitude before harvest are common among elders. These small acts turn gardening into something sacred, a reminder that nature gives. When we give respect, even sweeping the garden paths or watering by hand is done slowly, mindfully, with reverence. Why this matters? These old-world techniques aren't just charming, they're powerful. They teach us to garden with nature, not against it, to listen instead of control. And as we face rising food costs, environmental damage, and disconnected lifestyles, this ancient wisdom feels more relevant than ever. Which of these Korean garden secrets surprised you the most? Share your thoughts or your family's own garden traditions in the comments. Let's pass the wisdom on together. You see, to Grandma Soo-Min, gardening has never been about trends, tools, or technology. It's about trust, not in companies, not in commercials, but in the quiet intelligence of the soil and the gentle rhythm of care. As she often says with a smile and dirt under her nails, gardens remember, what you feed them and how you care becomes the harvest. That's more than just compost. That's life itself. Every food scrap you save, every spoon of fermented rice water you pour, every handful of Bokashi bran you sprinkle. It's not just feeding plants, it's feeding a legacy built by hands like hers, and maybe even yours. She may not have a degree in science or 1 million followers online, but what she knows runs deeper. It's lived wisdom, tested by time, rooted in love. And when you step into your own garden, be it a balcony, backyard, or window box, you're not just planting seeds. You're planting hope. You're reclaiming power from systems that told you you had none. You're saying, I trust my hands. I trust my compost. I trust nature. So start small. A scoop a day, a bucket by the sink, a garden that whispers back, thank you. Because the truth is, Big AG doesn't want you to know how easy, affordable, and empowering it is to grow your own soil, to feed your own food, to heal your own land. But Grandma Soo-Min does. And now, so do you. Let's grow together. If this story stirred something in you, maybe a memory, maybe a dream, maybe just the simple joy of learning something real, then give this video a like. That tiny click tells the algorithm, more people need to see this. Share it with someone who loves the earth. Maybe your mom, your neighbor, your grandchild. Pass the wisdom on, just like Grandma Soo-Min passed it to you. Subscribe to the Evergreen Seniors. Because here, old wisdom grows new life. We don't chase trends, we cultivate truth. And one last thing, tell us in the comments. What's the first thing you'll feed your Bokashi bucket? We'd love to hear your stories, your tips, your memories. This isn't just a channel, it's a community. One garden, one scoop, one generation at a time. The Evergreen Seniors, growing forward, rooted in the past.